Alright, hello everyone. You've stumbled upon another super replay. This is the second episode of Resident Evil 2. I'm Tim Turi, I'm your host, and I'm joined with Dan Ryckert.
Hey Tim Turi.
Why, hello there. So we're going to skip this intro, we saw it last time. We're going to go right back into it.
Resident Evil
2. Alright.
So how much progress did he make in the first installment here?
Well, where Reiner and I left off at was just dousing the flames of the helicopter that had crashed into the side of the Raccoon Police Department. Thank you. We'll probably need that luck. Oh, I remember I had taken a bit of a nick from God, what was it? Oh, a crow had brought me into caution.
So you're quite the Resident Evil fan here. How fast do you estimate you might be able to beat this?
I don't want to say, because what if I get super far and then die?
Because I want to lay out a challenge here, Tim. I did the inaugural Super Replay with Zelda: Link to the Past, and if you remember, I did that in under 5 hours, so
yeah,
that's my challenge.
I've beaten Resident Evil 2 in under 5 hours before. I don't know if it's going to happen this time. We'll see.
All right.
But, you know, I'll playfully accept your challenge. I don't know what par I'm on right now, but we'll see. This is intriguing.
Couldn't the first one be beat in like an hour and a half with a knife or something if you're just ridiculous or Japanese?
People said a lot of things back then. I don't know. I think that I got pretty close to that. You had to, in order to unlock a lot of the crap.
Wasn't like that one room in the main like area of the mansion, like the dressing room or something like that, unlocked if you did something?
Yeah, there was a costume room, and you could unlock like, I think Jill had like a stupid, like just like a tank top and jeans that she'd wear, and Chris had like a jacket. The same jacket actually that you find in the save room here.
Oh.
Or actually no, it's hanging up by his desk in the stars room. It's an unlockable costume in the first game. So yeah, we just put some rubies in these ladies' bust.
And you kind of forget how jarring, you know, the shift to pre-rendered cinematics was. Like this series really did it. I remember the first game, walking around that corner, and it goes from the super blocky stuff to like that, at the time, cool-looking zombie turning around.
Yeah, Ryan and I were talking about that a little bit, and just how, like, that blew us away at the time, and we were always hoping that games would get to be somewhere close to that point.
Yep.
And hey, guess what? They're better.
I always felt that watching the opening of Tekken for PlayStation 1, but I always pictured it would look that good when I was like 45 years old.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
It caught up pretty quick.
Ooh, this is where I need the, some sort of explosive, so we're gonna have to take out that wall. Yeah, Ryder was saying that he kind of missed the live action a little bit, but then the new kind of CG had won him over quick enough that he didn't miss the campy, like, C grade. You can't even call that B grade.
Yeah.
That's being mean to B grade, but
Just that opening clip of them running into the mansion was amazing.
oh boy,
I love that.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I'm trying to think what we're gonna need here.
That's one thing that always drove me nuts about this series, especially like in the first one if you're playing as Chris. It's just, you know, you get 6 slots or 8 slots, and you just gotta guess. You don't know what's coming up, you know, assuming you're playing it right and not doing it with, you know, like a walkthrough or an online guide or something. You just kind of have to guess what you might need.
Yeah. It's a big part of it. As long as you have your guns and your health and like maybe one puzzle item that you think is gonna do something, then oh, actually these flashing things on the map actually give us a nice little hint. I think that we just got the diamond key. So if we mosey on down to the first floor, we should be able to find a couple doors to unlock on each side of the police station.
Is that the purple there?
Yeah, for the diamond. Just in case you're wondering, it looks like a diamond, I know, but yeah, it's a diamond.
Dude, these first 3 games in the series, I was just so terrible at, and it's because I would play to a certain point, like, you know, I got the first one for Christmas and loved it, was just amazed by the graphics, thought it was so scary, and then I'd get to a point where, like, oh, now I suck at fighting the hunters, and, you know, I don't have the right weapons, and I'd stop playing for, like, a couple weeks, and then when I'd come back, I'd be like, oh, I have this red jewel, and I've got this key, and, you know, just have no idea what to do with this stuff, and I'd have to keep restarting it, and, like, I still have never beat the first Resident Evil all the way through. I mean, 4 and 5 definitely, but these early ones I was just miserable at.
Yeah, I definitely, they definitely were trying to make people not be able to rely on like their gaming skill and make them, oh god, these camera angles, try out something completely different.
And I want to clarify, it's totally my fault. Like, these games are great games. I was just really bad at them and played them the wrong way.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a thing. We all know that Dan's pretty bad at video games, and we've all just kind of learned to live with that. That's the other thing. So I could totally just leave that zombie on the ground if I wanted and run by him with those 3 rounds. But the thing is that the next time I encounter him, it's going to be like I never shot him. Like, he's still going to take, like, the full 7 or 8 rounds to kill next time.
So if you kill him, he's not going to come back?
Right,
or,
but if I just pump a few into him, he's going to take the same amount that it would have taken to kill him initially. So diamond key, let's see, double check here.
This series is the reason that, to this day, I keep like 8,000 save files for every game I play.
Oh, you could get screwed so bad.
Yeah, it was Code Veronica, and I was playing it on Dreamcast, and I remembered I had played a ton of it, and I was really liking it, and I thought I might finally, you know, beat one of these games that I had historically had such bad luck with.
That's like one of the hardest, too.
Yeah, and I was doing really great. I was plowing through it, and I think it was like the end of the first disc, you fight Tyrant up in this cargo plane, and like you really need like a missile launcher or a flamethrower or some like big weapon, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, obviously. But I had like a pistol and some ink ribbons or something stupid.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Yeah, and one save file. So it's like it's basically like you just deleted my save, because there's no way. I tried over and over and over to kill him with just the pistol or whatever. Wasn't going to happen. And like, so now I play like Fallout or Oblivion, I literally have 120, 130 save files.
Yeah, and Code Veronica, actually, in Code Veronica I got myself in a super sticky situation where I was like in danger, didn't have any health, there wasn't like a storage crate nearby, and I had to get past like a poisonous hunter. And I tried it probably a dozen times, just limping by, and finally I made it, but you know, it wasn't by skill, it was just by luck. Okay, so, okay, I think the diamond key is gonna go over here. But you know, some of these games did have that element of luck that made them actually feel kind of rewarding, like you know, part of surviving a zombie apocalypse is going to be luck. I assume. I haven't been in that situation.
Oh, is this... This might be what I'm thinking of. This, if I remember right, is the scariest part of this game to me. Oh yeah, this is the room.
Yeah, this room kind of has a reputation.
This just scared the crap out of me. And I'm telegraphing this scare, so
well,
I hope I didn't ruin it for any viewers who haven't played
actually,
this.
I think it's, maybe it's the other room. No, he's right there. Get away from me.
So is that dude just hanging out in there? Like, if you go back in there, he's going to be there?
I swear, this might be like my 11-year-old imagination or whatever, but I swear you could hear him breathing in the other room, but you couldn't see him. And so when he finally does make his appearance, you're like, oh, that son of a bitch.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you went back into that room now that you were just in, would he be there?
Oh yeah, he'll hang out.
Oh, okay. But if you kill him, he's gone.
He's gone, yeah. That was the other thing Reiner and I were chatting about, was like, the enemies, the bodies just disappear, and whether that was, at the time we played it, like, did you think of that as being really creepy, or was it like, did you understand that the PlayStation doesn't have enough, oomph to keep all these, remember where all these bodies were and stuff?
I think at this point I was probably 12 or 13. I probably wasn't thinking that deep about it.
Nah.
Yeah, maybe a couple years later I was.
Yeah, because clearly that's obviously, like, why would they just keep bodies all over the place? I always thought that something more malevolent was happening. Oh, I almost got all the plugs.
Yeah, since I was so bad at this, but I still really wanted to see the game to its completion, I used to always take it over to my friend Charlie's house. Like, I'd rent, 1 or 2 and take it over to his house and we'd just have an all-nighter playing this. And he wasn't much of a gamer, so he needed help through it.
Oh, God.
So I would always be sitting over at his computer, with like an online guide pulled up, telling him through it. But it was really bad because I wanted to see him get scared whenever something scary happened.
That's like the funnest part of this game.
Right, but I would totally ruin it because I would make it so obvious, because I'd read ahead and I'd be like, oh, this really scary thing happens when you walk by this mirror. And I would go sit down next to him like 2 seconds before it happened. And at one point he just told me, he's like, I know when every scary thing's going to happen because that's the only time you come away from the computer.
Amazing. Yeah, thank God you can't spoil anything for me here. This is one of those games. Oh, this is the liquor room. Quiet. Okay, where is that bastard? Where are ya? He's gonna take that corner, so I'll bait him over here.
Liquor?
There we go. Please don't hit me in my... Okay. Yeah, he's a little ankle biter, that one. I don't like him. I don't like any of those liquors. I think I dislike hunters more from the first game, but lickers are a special breed of terrifying, just because I think the sound is way worse that they make.
Yeah, I think the farthest I got in the first one is not long after the hunters. Like I remember doing the shark thing, and then and I went underground. The whole thing with the bee's nest and everything. I got there, but I know there's an area after the courtyard. Is it the laboratory, right? Is that the final place?
Yeah, it goes mansion, guardhouse, mansion, caverns, and then the laboratory.
That's right. Okay, so I've gotten pretty much to the caverns.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Hi guys. Okay, see if I can round up any of these guys with headshots. It's gonna be... You two? I think that one's dragging behind too much. Switch to the handgun.
You know, like every gamer pretty much on the planet, I thought 4 was one of the best games of all time, and like 5 is really, really good too. But I really do kind of miss, you know, looking back at this, like the scares of something jumping out a mirror, like really to scare the crap out of you. You know, 4 and 5 are super intense and action-packed, but I remember in 4, the only thing that really scared me was the, what are those like, reanimators called, or the...
Oh yeah, I totally know what you're talking about.
The huge
those
gray,
guys,
like...
They go...
Yeah, and you have to look inside and shoot their organs. Just terrifying.
Yeah, those guys creeped out a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's like an Iron Maiden variation of those guys that had like spikes too, right?
I think there was one tougher version that shows up a couple times. I mean, it's been a few years.
My friend.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's rough. Okay, well, we're in good shape here.
Is there actually a method to jamming buttons when you get grabbed, or does every single gamer just mash every button on the PlayStation
I think
controller?
the thing is that no one wants to be grabbed by a zombie, so here we are just jamming buttons. Oh, I totally forgot about those jerks.
What's he doing? Is he just stuck?
You know, this is part of the game. Okay, hey buddy. Man, I always feel like anytime I play this game that I should have more handgun bullets than I do.
Yeah.
Of course I can't see whether or not there's a pool of blood emanating from around him. Okay.
I just got back from visiting my family over the July 4th weekend, and my dad's working through Resident Evil 4. And he's not a gamer at all, so it's really kind of interesting watching him struggle through it. The thing that's frustrating me about him is his entire case, his whole inventory is pretty much filled with flash grenades. And he says he's saving them, and I've tried to explain to him that it will pop the bug head guys with one thing, and he just doesn't believe me and won't try. So all the space is taken up, and it's just driving me insane watching him play it.
Yeah, that'd be aggravating to watch.
Yep, and he refuses to use the 180-degree turn. He just slowly turns around every time.
Oh man. This is, God, what was his name? I think it was Marvin or something. He locked himself in here during the last episode. Very stubborn. Said I needed to go save the other survivors, of which I have not seen a single one. And he locked the door after me because he didn't want me to deal with him.
They having a birthday party or something?
It was Leon's welcome party.
Ah, okay.
But it's been canceled. I gotta get ready. He's well, we'll see. Hey, pal.
It's right away, huh?
Real-time zombie transformation. Oh, he always gets me. I hate him so much. I think he's just a little bit quicker and a little bit stronger than an average zombie.
This music's intense, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no kidding. They're trying to sell it. Remember that character you didn't really know? Well, he's a zombie now. Oh, I can't see him. Sometimes, as I was talking to Ryan, I don't know if you ever developed any weird little tactics for that, but when they were on their ground, I would try to bait them and let them grab my foot, so I could just crunch their head.
Oh, yeah.
Little exchange for health for a sure kill.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're to the heart key. I think the heart key only opens one door. That might be the club key.
Keeping track of this stuff is just, it was so
It's a nightmare.
difficult for me.
Alright, let's see how we're doing here. So, heart key, looking for that red door. It's across the way. Yeah, I think that's it for that one. That's leading to the basement. So
the layout doesn't look that different from the mansion in the first one.
That's interesting you mentioned that. That's the Resident Evil 1.5 actually was too similar to the first game. It took place entirely in the police station, and so they were kind of like, oh well, you know, we need to start this over. And So that's why this game has different segments, like, you know, there's a sewer segment. We're going to be going to the, you know, mandatory umbrella facility.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely has its similarities. But, you know, I would love a return to the mansion, or any mansion similar to the original Resident Evils. Which I liked about Resident Evil 5's DLC, the, or it wasn't Desperate Escape, it was, Lost in Nightmares. That was a lot of fun, because it was like a remake of the mansion from the first game. Did you ever get a chance to check that out?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's
Worth checking
definitely
out?
worth it. Yeah, I mean, if you just want, it's totally just fan service, but
That can be alright.
yeah. Okay, so, can't remember if I cleaned out this next room of zombies. This hallway's clear, but this might have a few guys in it.
I seem to remember giant spiders in the sewers.
Oh, yeah.
Am I remembering that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, guys. Oh, God. Alright.
And the consensus among the Resident Evil faithful is that 3 is it good, just not quite as good as 1 and 2, or is it like really hated?
You know, 3 was pretty tough. I would put it up there as being one of my favorite in the series. I'm just gonna take all these herbs. I know I'm gonna regret having them all in my inventory, but whatever. Maybe I'll need one. 3 I thought was a great game. It's a great Resident Evil game. The idea of like a roaming enemy that's just like a boss that's constantly stalking you, it was terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
no one likes being chased by crap like that.
I do remember that.
Think about like loading up Dead Space for this time, and that surprise you get on the way to the elevator. It's no one likes that feeling of helplessness, and Resident Evil 3 definitely provided that.
Speaking of Dead Space, that one enemy, I just thought that was one of the scariest things this generation of gaming, is the enemy that keeps like regenerating his arms and legs, and you can't, oh, I mean, you eventually do kill him, but there's a few chapters where he's just going to chase you no matter where you go.
Yeah, it was that game I didn't have too much trouble with. Like, I know people thought it was pretty creepy, but Resident Evil 5, it was, hold on a second, I think we got dogs. It's just the thing. I'm chatting with you, I can't hear the real threat here, but yeah. I think I want to kill these guys.
I think Dead Space definitely scared me more than either 4 or 5. It felt to me like Event Horizon. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but that movie scared the crap out of me when I was like 13. And Dead Space seemed like kind of Resident Evil meets Event Horizon to me, or Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assertion. It's definitely creepier than Resident Evil 4. I mean, where's this other pooch? Hey, guy. Oh, God. I forgot that there's 3 of them.
Is there any kind of 180 turn in this? Or is that 3 that introduced that?
You know, it might be in the DualShock version. I haven't bothered to check yet. I think this one might have auto aim in it, or aim assist.
Okay.
With the lock on. But again, I haven't bothered yet. I've been doing this one pretty, Yeah, no, actually, Resident Evil 3 was the first 180 degree. Yeah, I can definitely confirm that, because that was a godsend. There's all these other weird moves that Jill could do that I could never figure out how I was exactly supposed to pull off. Okay, so I need the club key, but I think I'm going to be getting that up here. I'm going to check the other way quick, too.
Another memory I have of this game that cracks me up is I used to go over to my friend Ryan, and Ryan's place, and we'd play through this. And again, all night, you know, scary game. We'd just stay up and eat candy and popcorn and crap. But he refused to play it the right way. He would have every light on in the house. And I'm not kidding about this. He would have the PlayStation in his lap. Like, not on the floor in front of his lap. He would literally have the PlayStation in his lap. And if something he didn't like happened, if something scary happened, he would just slam on the power button. Just turn it off.
He just couldn't handle it.
Couldn't do it. Someone would just jump out of a closet and he would just turn it off immediately.
That's like half the game.
Yeah. It took a long time.
If I remember right, I never solved this by actually adding. I would just go up.
Wait, so what are you supposed to do here?
You're supposed to, like, do adding.
Oh, wait, so you have to get 280 exactly?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I just went up, down, up.
So wait, so it's like plus 36 minus
Down.
14 plus 36.
Up. Yep, that's how I always did it. I just cheesed it the first time.
It's really easy.
Yeah, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, or whatever. Lick.
Like a super lame Professor Layton puzzle.
Yeah, this series was full of them. But then, like, I remember, I think it was 3. Just had this ridiculous... you're in, like, a water sanitation area, and There's a ridiculous puzzle. This series would just occasionally throw you just a real whopper. Resident Evil 2 was pretty light on them. It's more like the puzzle situations. Like, what am I gonna do with this crank?
Oh yeah.
Now I need a gear.
I remember hating one in the first game. I don't remember if I just didn't read the documents thoroughly enough or whatever, but it's down where the big beehive is, and you have to just mix a bunch of beakers and chemicals and crap or something to get... does this sound familiar to you? It's like you pour it in the thing that kills the plant, and then the sharks come out, and...
That's V-Jolt.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think we're about to go into a friend that shoots at you.
Is that Ada Wong?
It is Ada Wong.
Yeah.
First appearance in the series. Well, not necessarily, because she's mentioned in a scientist's
Sorry about that.
journal in the
When I
first
saw
game.
the uniform, I thought
'Cause
you
she's a
were
mole.
zombie.
Really?
Who are you?
I like Leon kind of has a perpetually raised eyebrow, kind of like The Rock a little bit.
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a
Her
story.
character...
Ben.
God, her character model's reminding me of some other crap... I'm not saying this crappy. Some crappy PlayStation 1 game.
Looks like Regina kind of from Dino Crisis.
I'm thinking of the one where it's like the sequel to this game kind of banked on like this kind of lesbian thing. Fear Effect?
Fear Effect,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Work together
I never played those, but
this
over here and they're pretty
Was
crappy.
that game kind of like faux cell shading or something?
I think it kind of looked more like this, if I remember
Oh,
right.
is it?
I'll have to pull up some YouTube videos.
Let's push this thing, Ada. Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Does that say emergency dial 944?
No, that's a 1. It's just blurry pixels.
They misspelled emergency there. Did you see that?
No.
They did C-E-Y.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to
That's
check
not
that
how
out.
you do that.
So now we get to interact with Ben. I'm trying to figure out if we could have gone the other way. There's a point where you play as Ada, but nope. I think this had to happen first.
Was it in the original Wii version, or I'm sorry, GameCube version of Resident Evil 4 that you could play through as Ada, or was that not until the PlayStation 2 port?
It was the PlayStation 2,
Okay.
2 port. I think they might have both. Mercenaries for sure, but Assignment Ada I think was PlayStation 2.
That's
only.
right. I remember it had some big chunk of like exclusive content.
Yeah.
I like the PlayStation. I like actually all 3 versions of 4.
Oh, they're all
PS2,
great.
GameCube, Wii. They're all good.
They need to. I was talking with Reiner. They need to remake this game with maybe like an over-the-shoulder. Give it maybe like a co-op thing, you know?
Yeah.
They pulled off the co-op in Darkside Chronicles, so...
Do you think that'd even be like maybe a DLC thing, or do you think that would people would pay $60 for that?
Man, I'd totally pay $60 for that.
I probably would.
Let's see. Just in case. Never know when I'm gonna get poisoned, so... There's way more green herbs than I remember, but... Not enough ammo is usually the case. It's Ben.
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up, now.
I guess he's acting like a veteran cop now.
I'm trying to sleep here.
Conan O'Brien?
Yep, ponytail.
Is this the guy?
God, Leon almost sounds like a Trey Parker, like kind of mock tough guy voice.
Yeah.
Is this the guy?
Well, he's totally trying to play tough guy right here. Like,
Yeah.
you're behind bars and not a zombie,
heck
so
are you?
I'm gonna talk to you like I'm a
trying
man.
to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office
Yeah, I
of
see
Umbrella
John.
based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago.
Yeah, he was
I heard a
one
rumor
of the
that he's
scientists from
here
the first
in the
game.
city.
And she's FBI? Is
I
that
don't
right?
know anything. And
Ada?
even if I did, why would I want to
She
tell you?
is.
Is it one of those fake Resident Evil organizations?
Okay,
I wish I could even pretend to remember. She's
anyone
trying
know
to
where
get
they put the key to
the
this
G-virus
cell?
sample. That's
Okay.
her whole thing.
I have it
Is,
right
is
here,
Wesker a big part of
officer.
this one story?
But I'm not about to leave this
No,
cell.
he's not. He's not in this
Those
game.
zombies aren't the only things
Was he in
crawling
3?
around out there.
Mm-mm.
So he came back.
He's mentioned all over the place and
What
stuff.
was that?
Oh
I mean-
God.
He's clearly a big part of
Like I
5.
said,
I'm trying to
I'm
remember
not
what he was
leaving this
mentioned
cell.
in 4. I remember. They talked about him.
Get
He's
out
in
of
Code
here
Veronica
before you
a
lead
bit.
it right
That's
to-
right. That's right.
Hey, I'm not
I remember when I
going
first saw
anywhere.
Krauser, I
I'm the
wondered if he
only
was
cop left
Wesker,
alive
but
in
he's
this
not.
building.
Different guy.
What?
Different guy. He turns into a bird thing.
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave
Yeah,
with
with
me.
a weird arm.
Yeah, I hate that fight.
But
That was a rough one.
do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside
Yeah, it
the
just looks
kennel is a
dirty.
manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
Unlike the rest of
Alright,
your journey
I'm
so
going.
far. Yep, that's the kennels.
Had kind of a Metal Gear 1 flashback there when you go to the DARPA chief's cell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I have too many herbs. That's fine.
So Leon gets 8 spots, and does Claire get 8 as well? Or?
They have equal spots, unlike the first game where Jill had, I think, Jill had 8 and Chris had 6. But you can get something to increase that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really like how they did the inventory in 4.
Yeah,
it almost seemed like a fun mini game,
yeah,
like,
it was fun.
like rotating stuff and trying to combine stuff to make space.
Okay, we got puppies in here. So sounds like one of them's free, maybe. I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe I don't even know if I have to deal with that. Oh, feel that DualShock rumble. All right.
Do you actually use the analog sticks in this DualShock version at all, or is it
You
just
know, I haven't been at
stuff?
all. I'm so used to. I always felt that the D-pad was way more precise, especially for tank controls, where the oh, here's your spiders. The controls are so binary anyway, like, you know, or they're just 4 directions pretty much that you can go.
Yeah.
So why would I screw on with an analog stick? It's not like I need precise aiming or something.
I kind of feel that way with a lot of early PlayStation titles, because I didn't have a DualShock for a long time. And, like, you know, Twisted Metal 2, I don't even remember if you could use an analog stick, but I played the hell out of Twisted Metal 2, and, you know, obviously all D-pad. And so, like, I go to E3 this year and I pick up the new one. It's like, oh, you can't use the D-pad. It's just, it feels so much more natural to have the D-pad, because that's what you spent dozens and dozens of hours, you know, 10 years ago or whatever playing.
Yeah,
15.
I totally hear you on that one. Yeah, it would feel weird to switch to an analog stick completely on this one. I think for Code Veronica, I switched, but, you know, I'm going to go for a save, because why not? I'm not going for an A ranking, as I said before. I just don't want to... That was one of the huge things of this game. You'd play for 3 hours and thinking that you'd be fine, and then, like, oh, wait, that thing can kill you in 1 hit.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know if they did revisit this game or tried to make a remake of it or made Resident Evil 6 more classic. I'm not sure what I'd like with the save system. I feel like this kind of save system creates a lot of tension, and that's good for the series. But then again, is that gonna... would this kind of save system jive with people anymore?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, look at Dead Rising, how much crap that game got for its...
Oh, yeah. Basically anything without autosave, people are just gonna, you know, go nuts about in a bad way.
Right.
It's just you forget that, because, you know, us doing replay, we obviously get to play a lot of older games that, you know, some people might not remember. I'm working on a replay right now, and it's just in between missions, I have to remember to save, otherwise I'm losing that, you know. It's not like you get that sigh of relief when you kill a tough dude and it says checkpoint reached. I mean, back in this era, that didn't happen.
Yeah. Oh, I think that hole in the wall... I have to get Ada through there. I'm not sure what I have to do to get her back with me again. This is where those spark plugs are going to go, but I think I need one more that's back in the police station. That's fine. I'll get that taken care of. There's one other place I can go right now. And yeah, it's weird. I have like this working knowledge of like where I'm supposed to be and what has to happen, but the order in which to do things... Wait, hold on. This is where I run into Ada. There we go.
Ada?
I just saw you like 2 minutes ago.
Myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD.
Leon S. Kennedy.
What was that?
She does not give a crap.
Nah.
It's a dead
Everyone's
end.
zombies.
I was surprised even, you know, watched my dad play 4 recently. That didn't have an autosave.
Give me a boost.
Right.
Like, he would
I'll
die
go
after
check.
15 minutes of struggling. It's like, well, back to that typewriter.
Yeah. Awkward. Oh, he totally looked up her skirt. Leon, you dog. First Ada, then the president's daughter. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember, there have been a couple games that have made jokes like that. Like, I remember Metal Gear 2, if, like, Snake gets down on his stomach when you're supposed to find the hostages on the... I think it's on Big Shell. Like, girls will close their thighs.
Yeah.
On the first person.
Okay, we got puppies again here. I can use these rounds because they are not Leon's rounds. Nope. Down
Do you
boy.
have a separate inventory right now?
You only control Ada at like a couple points in the game, so I never felt too married to her, you know, conservation of ammo. Not incredibly worried about it.
But if you went to an inventory screen right now, I mean,
Oh,
would
yeah.
she have her own items specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this actually does something that I thought was really cool at the time, and when I find them, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. One of these places, because conversely, when you're going through the game as Claire, you're controlling Sherry at this point, and of course she has to dodge zombies that puke on her, which is interesting that you can control a child that can die and stuff, but she can't attack anyone. But you only do that once, I think, with Claire. Maybe one more time. So I grab those shotgun shells. Yeah, because Sherry climbs in through that little hole up there. And I think we're gonna have a little puzzle to solve here in a minute. That elevator's ripped straight from the first game, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That asset there?
That and like I think even the load animation. Some of these doors are straight up from the first game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the most clever ways of masking load times, because it really did become a trademark of the series, and it never took crazy long, and it did actually heighten that tension.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in total agreement with you there. It did totally. And in the first episode of this, we talked about how we went through the entire game expecting something to happen, and then this game finally delivers. It happened with Reiner and I, where you're going through a door and you just think it's another load scene, and oh, there's 2 zombies coming through, and I hope you didn't put down the controller to grab a sip of Coke or something, because they're chewing on you now.
Is it a scripted thing? Like, is it a set door every time you play it? Okay.
I think it's just that door. Okay. Yeah. That box is just a little bit too close. Yeah, you couldn't get away from pushing crates in the late 90s as far as gaming goes.
Oh god, Ocarina, this stuff.
Tomb Raider, yeah.
Yep.
But that's fine. Resident Evil didn't base their entire franchise off of it, so...
Right. That was Tomb Raider's job.
Yeah, right. Come on, Ada. You can do it. Just give it a little push.
That's how you push things. You just sprint at them
Yeah,
until they move.
that's what she does here. I don't know if there's something wrong here. Something got botched.
I almost broke my TV when I moved by trying to move it that way.
Just dragging it across the carpet?
Yeah, just sprinting across the back of it.
There she goes. I don't know. It's one of the other things. It's just these camera angles sometimes aren't the most generous as far as trying to get a full perspective of what's going on. And
yep.
All right, that should be golden.
It made it really impressive when you started playing a game like Devil May Cry, to where it's, it wasn't just static images. Like, you'd be running and the camera angles would be kind of similar, but it would actually pan and move and everything. As you got closer to a castle, it would zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that water?
I remember always wondering whether or not this would work. If you had a bunch of crates like that, how reliable would that be walking on that?
In water? Not very.
Yeah, I don't know if it's mystery sludge or something, but
there's black.
We got our club key. Awesome. Yeah, that's actually the last precinct key.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy that there's more. Using the keys seems a little bit more organic in this game, whereas in the first one you'd be walking around with like one key towards the end of the game that opened some superfluous door, and you didn't know what it opened, but you didn't want to take it out of your inventory, because it's like, as soon as I take that out of my inventory, I'm going to need that key. This game was a little bit better with that. So this is pretty cool, I thought.
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find anything?
This is great.
Right here.
Why didn't you just guess her? You can't see her.
Think fast.
Okay, there's a key.
Here's one more.
Harmless enough. Boom! Almost took your head off.
Hey, I can't
Yeah, I thought that
reach
was
the
cool that
ventilation hole.
she'd just
I'm
give
going to
you
have to find
the extra
another way
supplies.
around. I'll
And if
catch
he had
up
been
with
bending
you.
down to pick up the key like you would assume someone would do,
Yep.
the thing would have just clocked him.
Yeah, he'd been out cold.
Oh man, game
Ada,
over.
wait!
Game over. You died. Or you are dead, or whatever it was. I think it was you are dead. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully we won't find out, but... There's that.
It was 0, wasn't it, on the GameCube that had you kind of regularly switching back and forth between 2 characters? I remember kind of being on a train and like one person would be on top, one would
that
be
was the whole
inside.
mechanic between Billy and Rebecca. It was a lot of fun. I always had the dream that I would one day splice a GameCube controller and make it so that I could play that game like straight co-op with someone.
Oh yeah.
I never made that dream come true, unfortunately. So, we have the club key, which means I can go back to the police station and open up some doors that were previously inaccessible.
Tends to happen in these games.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
It's totally like a, Metroid thing, but with zombies. Hopefully these spiders don't mess me up. Okay, what side are you on? Oh boy. What? Oh, poison.
Oh, man.
There was a blue herb back there. I'm going for it. God, what a punk.
That was just my natural reaction whenever I got into most rooms in these early games, is just sprint. Just mad dash, get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to waste ammo, or like if I don't have enough ammo, just run until a door opens.
Yeah. Yeah, and that could get you through some of it, or you just totally die, but...
Usually the latter, in my case.
Oh, okay.
So if you combine the green and the blue, is it just like...
It just saves inventory space. It's not like combining a red with a green where it triples the potency.
But it will heal your poison and cure you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I added a red herb to this mix, I would get like a gray mesh that is considered like the perfect mix, like a green, blue, and red.
Huh.
Okay, okay. Now he doesn't do it. Where is this one?
Oh
Hi.
boy.
That's fine.
Terrifying. Get out of here.
The worst is like the little sounds, like the sounds their feet make. It sounds like a puppy running on hardwood floors, but it's not a puppy, it's a giant spider.
It's a different thing. I hated the feeling in 4 when you were dying and you just desperately needed an herb or first aid, and you'd break a barrel and think you saw one, and it's just a yellow one.
Or a snake.
Yeah, just bite you. It's a huge FU.
Yeah, I remember Resident Evil 5, I was playing that, and I totally was like on my last legs, like the room away from a checkpoint, and Snake killed me.
Yep.
How does that even happen to someone? Is there herbs over here? There totally is. Taking that.
I think one time I saw a snake and I thought I had my gun equipped, and I went to go shoot and I just threw a grenade
This
and
is the
killed
game
myself.
we're talking about.
No, this was the other day. It was July 4th weekend. We were doing fireworks and I was drunk.
And you were lighting the snakes.
Yeah, I was lighting the snakes, and I
Yeah.
accidentally had a grenade in my pocket. And I don't have eyebrows now.
Okay, so we got the club key, which I think opens... Oh god, hi. Oh, you're a punk. Okay. I don't know if I need to deal with this guy. We'll see. Oh,
Jesus Christ. Oh my
they
god.
really go for it. Okay. Yes. Run to safety, and then... yeah.
Game's over a decade old, and like those situations, I still get just naturally nervous.
It's rough. Like, I forgot that liquors appear in there, and that's a rude awakening, and I wonder what happens in here. This is kind of a superfluous room, too. I think I just get a card key for the room across the hall.
Now,
I'm going to have to do a lot of shooting here soon, I think. In here, and then I'm going to have to kill those liquors, too, otherwise they're just going to do more damage than not. That was a big scare for me, too.
Now, I mean, we're still tense seeing this stuff because I think we're kind of remembering how scared this used to make us back then. Do you think if somebody who's never played these games, might be like 12, 13 years old in 2010, do you think that'd still be scary for them?
It's a tough call. I think people would get frustrated with the controls before they got scared, probably.
Yeah.
Oh man, that didn't... Well, you know, there's a weird little balance in these games, and it's like either you're going to waste ammo or you're going to waste health. Usually you want to waste health.
Yep.
Make a decision, Tim. Oh god.
Especially with these, because like in 4 and 5, you could at least just sprint around looking for boxes or barrels. There wasn't just ammo laying all over the place in these games.
Yeah, no, it's totally... I mean, that's where the survival element, the survival horror came from. These lickers are going to give me a hard time. I can already tell it. But I'm going to take them down with my pistol, I think. Not a good sound. Alright, let's see.
Is that the puppy hardwood floor sound you were talking about?
No, I was talking about the spiders.
Okay.
This is definitely a deadly sight on a...
Oh boy. Oh boy. Have you died yet playing with Reiner?
No, fortunately. But now that you mention it, it could be coming up.
Uh-oh.
No, I should be okay. I can deal with one liquor in this hallway, I think. This room is a little bit of a blessing. Hard choice, though, because I get to choose between a submachine gun and more inventory space.
Oh, inventory.
Yeah.
Gotta be inventory.
It totally is inventory, but, you know.
Why wouldn't you be able to take both there?
You
Doesn't
leave
make
one
any
for
sense.
Claire.
Oh.
And he, like, acknowledges that
Whatever.
for the first time in the game.
Bah.
Alright, so that doesn't help my health situation. Oh, glorious ammo.
So if you beat this and decide to go through it with Claire, does it like pick up on older save stuff to where like it actually matters what you picked there?
If I left that box of ammo there, it would be there for Claire.
So you do kind of load up the previous one when you're going through as Claire?
Yeah, when you beat it as I'll beat Leon A scenario and it will unlock Claire B.
Okay.
And then that's just that's how it carries over.
Okay.
So kind of, you know, you'd think Mass Effect was the first.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. Yeah.
All right, so I have the club key that I used to unlock. Okay, maybe I will take out this hunter. I meant to say liquor just now. They're very similar creatures.
Wait, these aren't liquors?
These are liquors. I call them hunters.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, their behavior is kind of similar.
Where is he?
I always hated blindly shooting in this too, because as much as you need to conserve ammo, like, you don't have many other options here.
Oh, he's right there. Ugh, I just don't like those guys. Alright, so I think what we're dealing with here is...
Getting a lot of use out of that lighter, I see.
Yeah, I used it to light one fire at the beginning of the game. I think that it comes in handy.
Why does that get its own inventory slot?
Because it's like a special item. Chris had a lighter in the first one, and...
Yeah, did that have a special thing in the first one? A special, like, slot there?
Yep, yeah, and Jill had the lockpick.
The only thing I remember using it for was above the fireplace, or like lighting the fireplace
look
to
at
make
how
a map
good.
appear.
Look at how good that looks. 5 inventory spots
That's pretty nice.
times 2 equals 10. I can hear more puppies. I can't remember if there's a purpose to going out here. Because this is... Where does this lead? Oh, there's dogs up ahead. Or up above. Yeah, I guess so. I think this just leads to some ammo. This is an area you go with Sherry, I believe. Man, this is like, I'm hitting a rough patch here. This is totally something that just happens in these games. Like, I could be playing this any other time and that would have gone completely smoothly, but
Yeah.
it just happens to be rough for me this time. Alright, save just does.
Do you need like every single chess piece at some point?
You need four chess pieces to progress. So I need to go back to the precinct. And that's where I'll get the 4th.
I like the idea of if you just don't have ink ribbons, you're just not allowed to save your game. What
Yeah.
other game ever does that?
Not
Ah,
many.
sorry, no, you don't get a save.
Yeah, not a lot. But I think that was really unique. I don't have any more green herbs. I need to pick some up. Alright. I think actually it's time I could start carrying my shotgun shells. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. What else? I'm gonna stick to... I'm gonna grab another health too. I'll probably regret that. Oh, we got those dogs to deal with. Ah, rats. This is the longest I've ever trekked back from the that little first entrance into the sewers. Yeah, that's where... Yeah, they totally just like...
It's too small for an adult to
For
enter.
adults? If only there was a child in this game.
How old's the kid in this?
Sherry? I don't know, I want to say like, maybe like 9 or 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay, dogs. I like that the dogs would go down. The dogs in Code Veronica, I think, and the remake of the first game, they didn't have this kind of knockback at all.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much shotguns. Like, oh great, another enemy that soaks up shotgun shells.
At some point in the near future, I really need to play the remake of the first one, because I hear just amazing things about it.
Well, at the time it was incredible, and it's great for fans of the series.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, it'd be interesting to hear what you think about it, coming back to it, or experiencing it for the first time. Okay, so I think we're all done here. All I have to do is go and use the club key. I think we're about to stumble across a Magnum.
Magnum?
Always, yeah.
Nice.
Always kind of a watermark in these games.
Was that Barry in the first one that had the Magnum?
Yep. Barry's hand cannon.
Do you get his specific one in that game, or do you just get a different Magnum?
You get a different one. What do we got going on in here? Some milk? Someone should have put that away. Yes. Oh, it's always a good feeling. Alright. Yeah, this guy definitely killed himself, I think. I think that's the implication.
Yeah, it looks like it. Note on the bed, gun.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he shot himself in the shoulder.
Yeah, that'd be a terrible death.
Doing it wrong.
He looks like any other zombie. Oh, maybe he didn't kill himself.
Didn't.
That'd be a really terrible way to kill yourself. So that's that. Yeah, this room's pretty bare bones. But that Magnum, like I said, the Magnum deserves a room to itself.
Yep.
Now, at some point, zombies are going to burst through these two hallways that have shutters on the windows, but they went haywire. I didn't have room in my inventory for it, so I'll probably just have to power through it whenever it happens. I think you're walking through the library when it happens, but so I have that to look forward to.
Nice.
Go ahead and use that. Let's see. So I want to get the cog. Okay, I totally know where we have to go. We have to go. Okay, it's just actually around the way. Yeah, got this. And I'm gonna leave that herb for the way back.
Might be confusing this with the snake from the first one, but is there some giant, like, alligator fight in this one?
Yeah, we're gonna deal with that later on. Okay, we gotta get through this whole room of zombies. Can we go this way? Stay away from my feet, pal. Alright, this one's not too tough to navigate.
That kind of reminds me of the old screens. I remember before this came out, when it was Resident Evil, I think 1.5, is when everything was kind of blue tinted in the police station.
Yeah, yeah. And Claire wasn't Claire, she was Eliza.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think she also drove a motorcycle. Yeah, that was what I wouldn't give to get my hands on that game.
You know, a lot of times those games that, you know, never really saw the light of day, like Thrill Kill, things like that, kind of pop up on, you know, ROM websites or torrents or whatever. Is there, I mean, do you know of the existence of anything like the Resident Evil 1.5?
Not that I know of. I mean, I feel like Capcom would be pretty good about keeping that stuff under wraps, but... Oh, we're about to use the lighter, actually. Now that you mention it, that super useful thing. Okay. So, don't need that film at all. You can develop film in a black room.
Why?
Just, it's like little Easter eggy stuff. Kind of gives you
okay.
pictures of the mutants and stuff.
Kind of like Metal Gear 1, where you could take pictures and sometimes ghosts would pop up in them.
Yeah, not quite as complicated, but
yeah,
about as Easter eggy. Okay, so we have to do 11. I can't remember what
12.
What hints. It's something to do with face cards, I think.
Oh, what's the pull up the hint? Let's take a look.
I think it's this. No, it's totally where the cog is. This thing, I think.
Okay. Okay, the queen, the king, and then the jack. So the queen would be 12, the king would be 13,
so 12,
the jack
13,
would be
11. Okay.
Yep.
I like how they don't even try. They just say light it. They don't, like, the king becomes immolated and the jack follows after the lady. They usually totally try to, like, orchestrate it like that. No, it's just like, hey, light these things.
It looks like it wouldn't have been that hard to just pull the cog out of there. Like, it was just kind of...
That's one of the things.
Scotch tape to it.
Yeah. So, we got the cog wheel. Faded cogwheel. Alright. What I'd like to be able to do here is to grab the crank and utilize this cog to get the last plug. And that would be a pretty good halting point for the day. I was hoping we would get to the G mutant, but I think that's going to probably be towards the beginning of the next episode. The first, actually, that's like the first big boss fight. Okay, so go downstairs. The map again. This first floor. I'm going to actually go out here. Yeah, and then put the plugs in, and then it's pretty much onto the sewers for the most part.
Cool. Before you started doing the super replay, when was the last time you think you played through this whole game?
Kind of went through a bit of a Resident Evil marathon over at Megan's place with Ben, Annette, and I. I'd say probably like October or November, something like that. So it wasn't too long ago, but Ben and I were passing the controller a lot, and it's amazing. Unless you play the game like a lot, it's so easy just to forget the little things. And though I could probably like sketch out a floor map of the first game's mansion, like for the most part from memory. Yeah. It still doesn't matter if you know where to go. Like those mansions were developed by crazy people. Like the architecture was you know crazy as hell, and that's part of the storyline. So I think you'd have to be a crazy person to be able to oh hi guy to memorize that completely, what works with what.
Yeah, I've got Link to the Past pretty much completely memorized, but I think that's a little more straightforward than this.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're gonna totally have zombies busting through the windows, I think. Oh god. It's really gonna only hold me up on getting back into the sewers, because I can't think of a single reason I have to go through the other hallway. Should be good. They just pile in there. That's gonna be a lot of shotgun rounds to the head right there.
And I wish we would have been recording a super replay when you and Brian came over to my place and we played Rising Zan for 8 hours straight.
Oh, no kidding. That would have been a good one to get documented, because I still have a firm belief that I'm the only person in the world that's beaten that game.
You might be right.
Oh, I could have sworn that there's a guy up here. But I'm not too sorry that there isn't. Usually by this point I would have forgotten to grab my crank.
There's a joke there.
There's a lot of jokes with cranks there.
A little too easy.
Low-hanging fruit, I picked that on the first episode.
Forgot to grab my crank.
I swear there's a crank in every game.
Every Resident Evil game or every game?
Well, for every Resident Evil for sure.
Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, I forgot to grab the crank. I got stuck on star 62 for the longest time. Because I had the hexagonal crank. I needed the square.
NHL 2011.
Yep.
Could use your crank shot.
Crank shot.
Still a Donald Duck game, wouldn't it?
Crank shot. Yep, that was the working name for quack shot before. Okay, that's my plug. I think I can opt to slide down here if I want.
Yes.
What the hell?
Answer that question's always yes.
Isn't that a scene from The Simpsons when Mr. Burns is Dracula and Bart's going through his castle and it's just like, emergency, slide, or turn stairs into slide.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Get away!
Oh
Jesus.
That's Birkin.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Birkin's totally impregnating him.
Oh boy. That was gruesome.
Yeah. It gets worse. Or better, I should say.
Oh, Jesus.
He's got an eye for a shoulder. That's where he keeps it.
Ugh.
Oh, I'm glad I came down here.
You know, I don't think the visuals in this have aged as poorly as, like, Metal Gear Solid. I mean, they were from around the same period. I think this was actually before Metal Gear Solid. But then again, this had the trick of pre-rendered backgrounds where Metal Gear was all models and everything.
I wonder how this guy's going to turn out. I wonder if he's okay.
He's fine.
Gently rocking back and forth.
A little winded, tired.
Damn!
I don't believe this.
Just
I
my
almost
luck.
got the story.
Ben.
Bitter irony. The chief of police, a co-conspirator.
Yeah, Chief Irons is a total bastard in this game. And it's like his crazy nature that has it decorated with all the weird
Make
crap. And,
him
Okay.
pay.
Hang in there, Ben.
yeah, dude, hang in there.
Oh,
Oh, it gets
my
worse.
chest. It's burning.
Probably got a cold or something.
Yeah, just probably just like a little bit of whooping cough.
Give him some Alka-Seltzer. Oh dear. Oh boy. Holy Lord.
That thing's gonna get right out of there. Skitter past you. Oh well, shrug it off, Leon. You've seen weirder things.
Good God, what was that?
Mail to the chief. That's stupid.
I didn't think about that.
That's stupid.
Oh boy. I wonder if that was even intentional on them.
I think it
the hell
probably
to the
was.
chief
To the
nod.
chemical plant. I have a feeling
Oh,
that's where
those
I'll find John.
crazy Capcom dudes.
Ada, wait.
Ada, wait. He says it like 9 times throughout this game. Ada, wait. Ada.
Do you
Would you
read me,
wait?
Claire? We now have access to the back of the parking lot.
Got it.
I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer.
Yeah, it's gonna go
Can
fine.
you meet me there?
Too. There's not gonna be anything in the sewers. You wouldn't expect anything to be in the sewers, right? All right. So I'm just gonna get on my way to saving the game here then. And that's what I'm gonna do next in preparation for the next episode. So I'm just gonna save the game and we'll pick up next time from right before the G mutant. So here I am. I'm just gonna mosey on over there and hopefully nothing happens. Click. That sounds so much. Where are you, buddy? Get out of here. You don't belong in this world. Alright.
That's the save room.
Yep. Alright. So I'm just going to save and wrap it up here. You can join me on the next episode, the third entry in Resident Evil 2 Super Replay. Thanks for joining me, Dan.
Yeah, it was fun.
And yeah, come back and see how the G mutant encounter goes. Hopefully we don't see the first death screen. So thank you and stay tuned for next episode. Bye.